Hey, Janet, where have you run off to? Hello, Rita. What did you want to talk about? I put all the paperwork for tomorrow's presentation on your desk, so I'd like you to go ahead and copy all of those and make enough copies for everyone coming, please. You want me doing all that today? There are going to be 21 people attending the proposal meeting, so please make that many copies for me. Even the CEO and a few other higher-ups will be there. So make sure all the papers are properly aligned after copying them and staple them together. Hold on for a moment. I'm already heading back to my house right now. Huh? Why are you doing that? You still have a lot of work to do today. You can't just skip work like that without telling anyone. Didn't you hear that since last week I've started to work shorter shifts here within the company? I know that for normal work weeks you all have to work until 5:30, but as for myself with this new schedule, I'm only needed in the office until 4 p.m. And because of that, I'm sure there are other people in the department there to help you now. So, because of that change to my schedule, I'm not going to be able to do any work for you right now as I'm not in the office. Well, why don't you just turn around and come back here? Please don't say such nonsense. I already stamped my time card and everything. I don't want to have to come back in and create an unnecessary problem for HR. So, you're not even going to listen to what the full-time employee is asking you now? Just because you happen to be older than me and have more years under your belt here doesn't mean you can talk back to me now that you're working part-time practically. As for the amount of work you have there, that's up to the department manager, so if you find that you have too much work for yourself to do, go talk to them, please. The department manager is not here right now. Well, then you can go to another high-up that's currently in the office with you and ask them for their help with the situation. I'm sure they'll be able to help you figure something out. Also, wasn't that task to have all those copies made and then stapled together a task given to you by the department manager? Also, you have only been within this company for 2 months. You are still only considered to be a new hire. So I wouldn't push your luck too much when it comes to the work you're being asked to do. Depending on how well you're able to manage your time and do your job here will ultimately decide where you move up to in the future. And even if you had been here for multiple years now, you trying to push your work off onto another employee like that is a no-go. Geez, who the hell cares about any of that? Hurry up and get back here so that you can copy these papers for me. Then you'd like me to call the office right now and tell one of the managers there that you are currently trying to push your work off onto other people? Huh? As of right now, I am not supposed to work any overtime when it comes to my schedule. So if I'm to come back to the office and do more work today, I'm going to have to go into overtime, and HR would not be too pleased with that. And at that point, I'd have to explain to them why I came back into work and put more work in. So if you're completely fine with me explaining the reason for clocking back into them, then I'll be back there really soon. Whatever. I get it now. I'm going to have to do all this work myself now then. If you're able to do that, then you'd be helping yourself out a lot. I'm heading into the supermarket to get some shopping done now, so I'll have to go. Who cares? All you are is an old hag that just talked back to one of the full-time employees here. I have proof of that now. Well, just remember that this weekend at the welcoming party for the new CEO, only full-time employees and family members will be allowed to go. So, unfortunately for you, now that you've told me you've switched to working part-time, you won't be able to attend said party anymore. And as for myself, now that I won't have you around me to cause trouble at the party, I'll be able to prove myself to the young and sexy CEO and get him to never forget who I am. But as for yourself, since you can't come to this amazing party, you'll get to spend the day by yourself like any other. Right? You have to understand that now, right? This is something I'm going to be smiling about for a while now. Seriously, it sucks to be an old hag like you. What the hell, Janet? Hey, Janet, what the hell is wrong with you? Why the hell is a part-timer of an old hag here at the CEO's welcoming party? The only people that are allowed to attend today are the full-time employees and the family of the CEO. You leave this place right now. Rita, who was the one that said only full-time employees were allowed to come to this party? Excuse me? Well, it's the CEO's welcoming party, right? You think he'd want part-timers to be showing up to see him on his entrance into the company? Then tell me why there are other part-time workers here from both other departments in the company and of higher-ups themselves. What? I'm sure that with you only having been within this company for a mere 2 months yet, you haven't been able to meet and recognize everyone that works for the company, right? But I'm sure you can tell that some of the other people attending today also work shorter shifts for the company, right? I'd stop it with your shenanigans right now before you start to get others involved that you'd rather not be upset with you. What the heck? Then those that work in the planning department part-time are not allowed to be here. Huh? I, one of the full-time employees for the company, have just decided on that, so get the hell out. I'm really sorry, Rita, but I have to start talking to some very important people of mine, so I'll be going now. Huh? Talking to some important people to you? Now, you listen here. Why the hell are you talking with all the executive directors and such now? And what's this with you being able to stand right next to the CEO like that? Do you not understand what your position as a part-timer means here? Also, the dress you're wearing to this kind of party is way too fashionable for you. Don't tell me. Are you trying to become the wife of the CEO or something? This cannot be. I need you to get the hell out of this party, one way or another. I'm the only one that seemed to have noticed this, so I must act now before it's too late for the CEO. You freaking loser! This is what happens when you try to make yourself look good in front of the higher-ups, when all you are is a low-life part-timer. Rita, what were you trying to do by causing all of this? And why were you just standing there in the back corner of the hallway waiting for me outside of everyone's view? My beautiful white dress is all stained in that red wine you were holding on to. I made sure that your dress would be ruined on purpose, you know. Now your only choice is to go home and leave all of us alone. So this was all a part of your plan to get me to leave this party? All because you didn't like the idea of me being here? That's right. Nobody wants to see you in that ugly-looking dress now, so I'd say your only option is to leave right away. Well, you have a good point. Especially since I'm drenched and might catch a cold standing in this cold building with only my dress on. I guess I really do have to head home. But I'll be back. You will not be back, though, is the thing. If you come back here again, I might just have to get myself another glass of wine to pour all over you. Do you have any idea what others will think when I have to leave? All that'll happen after you're gone is the party will be able to continue the way it should have without you here. And as for the CEO, he'll no longer have to look at an ugly old hag like you anymore and can focus on more important matters like myself. So get lost, you loser! This dress happened to be really important to me, and I had it all prepared for a day like today, as the CEO wanted me to. Huh? If he becomes aware, when he becomes aware that this dress he was so excited about is covered in red wine, I'm sure he'll become very sad. Actually, he might become very upset. Huh? What are you going on about now? Janet, hey, can you please come back to the party? If you don't come back here, I'm going to really be in for something horrible. I didn't know anything about that. I literally never thought that someone like you would actually be the CEO's wife. And the reason for you becoming a part-timer after being a full-timer for so long was because your husband became the new CEO. And in order to have someone around the house more while he'd become more busy, you decided to work less hours for the company. And now that I think about it, the CEO happens to have the same last name as you do. Why did I never notice something like that before? Hey, Janet! Were you able to talk with the CEO? He's pissed at me. But I just assumed this whole dang time that the CEO had been single and had no other women. And I never knew that you were the wife of the CEO. Had you just simply told me about that sooner, I would have never had to kick you out of the party today. I had no choice, right? Rita, I think the problem that you're facing right now is something completely different from what you're thinking. Huh? Of course, it's totally unacceptable to pour wine all over the wife of the company's CEO like you did. But even had you not poured wine all over me and kicked me out of the party, you already had a whole lot of problems going on that could not be avoided. I hope you realize that the CEO is not only pissed at you about what happened today, but about plenty of other things that have been piling up, caused by you. I get that I've screwed up already, so just hurry back here, will ya? No. I happen to have a plan with the CEO on when I'm to come back to the party. So until that time has come, I'm going to be waiting at home for him to be finished dealing with you. Why won't you just come back here? Well, you happen to still be at the party, correct? Huh? I have every right to not want to be there while you're still in that building, right? You are a scary girl that thinks it's okay to pour wine all over me on purpose. And I can't be going back there until you're gone for good. I'm a scary girl? You think I am? As a matter of fact, right now you've been isolated into another room by some of the men there. And you have to wait in there until your parents arrive from the town to pick you up. They really went and called my parents on me? I was just trying to get rid of the old hag that was getting in the way of me and the CEO today. Why am I being fired from that company? I told everyone already that the only problem was that I didn't know you were the CEO's wife. Had I just known that one thing, I wouldn't have done anything to you. Also, all I did was spill a small amount of wine on you. My parents have already told me that they'll be paying for your dress to be cleaned for you, so I don't see what the problem is anymore here. You're firing me without any good reason. I could sue your husband for that. Settle down, Rita. I have something very important to tell you. The fact that you did all that when you haven't even been with the company long enough to consider yourself a proper employee gives this company every right to fire you over that. Also, the fact that you already told me you poured the wine on me on purpose could have the possibility of making the whole situation be taken into the police's hands. What? I've been talking with my lawyer about all that happened, and that's what he's told me. You're talking with a lawyer? I'm sure when you talk with him, he'll explain everything in a lot more detail to you. But I think you should stop it with all your BS and just let him take care of the situation with you. But I've already been told I need to pay an out-of-court settlement to you, though. I'm sure that's what the lawyer will be coming to me for then. Not only have I been fired and won't be getting any kind of money for it, I'm going to have to be the one to pay for all that happened. So why is this all happening to me now? I never meant to hurt the CEO's feelings. On the day of the party, just as I had explained to Rita, her parents were on their way to pick her up from the place and have a talk with the CEO. When they did arrive, I was still waiting at my house, and so my husband handled everything for me. Her parents both apologized for their daughter's actions and then left the party, taking their daughter home with them. After that, her parents then helped us by paying the out-of-court settlement I'd asked for with the help of my lawyer. But this did not fix anything really, as when it came to Rita, she was not able to learn what she'd really done wrong, and only told me a verbal sorry. Because of that, her parents realized that they never raised their daughter well enough if this was how she'd act. And so they forced her to start working for a landscaping company owned by her uncle, where he works her hard. She can't even push her work off onto any of the other workers either, as they're all big men that will not take that kind of crap from some small girl. Actually, due to the fact that her parents had to take out a loan to pay for the settlement, They made sure to put her name on it so that she'd have to pay it off over time. So as of right now, she's having to work every day of the week making money that she's not even allowed to keep, as it goes right into paying off her debt. And with that, she cries and cries and cries, all while trying her best to work a very laborious job with nobody around wanting to help her.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hanae, we gotta talk.
Oh, right. I was wondering when you'd text me.
So you know what this is about.
Yeah, Aya's dad Yusuke and I are really close now, so... Yeah.
How could you? You're married.
You wouldn't get it, Takaya. I always wanted a daughter.
What?
You heard me. I wanted a girl. Instead, I got 3 boys. I wanted to try again, but we couldn't afford another kid, so... I always wanted to name my daughter Aya. Then I met her. She was so cute. What are the odds, right? When I first saw her at kindergarten, I knew I was destined to be her mother. It was such an eye-opener. She's also got a sister, Moe. She's really cute, too.
Wait, that's why you cheated on me?
Well, I loved her dad, too. He's handsome and nice. And when I told him I wanted another daughter, he...
You're disgusting.
Don't be rude. This is your fault too, you know. You knew I always wanted a daughter.
What?
The father's sperm determines whether a baby will be a boy or a girl.
So what? How can you talk about your children like that?
I'm just being honest here.
You're a grown woman. You're unbelievable.
You can have the kids.
What?
Sota, Yota, Keita, you can have them all.
What? You're just gonna leave them?
You want a divorce, right? You want to take them, right?
Yeah, but...
Then what's the problem? We both want the same thing. Let's get a divorce already.
Wow.
Yusuke already divorced his wife. Let's just get this over with. Can't wait to be their mother.
Whatever.
You can sue me for damages, but I'm not paying child support. I gotta take care of Aya and Moe from now on, so...
Fine, but under one condition.
What?
I won't ask you to pay for child support, but here's the deal. You stay away from my sons. You don't get to see them. Ever.
That's it? I told you, you can have them. I don't care.
So you're okay with this then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You're at Yusuke's house right now?
Yeah. His wife left, so I moved in. But she took Aya and Moe, so I gotta get them back ASAP.
You really think you'll get them back?
Of course. Yusuke makes a lot of money, and he's got a great partner like me, so... His ex-wife? She was a housewife all this time. So, there's no way she can take care of them both. She doesn't stand a chance against us.
Okay. Whatever. As long as I get the kids, I don't care.
Good. Finally. Can't wait to be their mother.
I'll tell my lawyer to contact you later.
Lawyer?
I never want to see you again. So my lawyer is going to handle everything from here on. Don't contact me directly from now on.
Okay, I guess.
All right then. Bye.
Bye! Takaya! Long time no talk. You didn't block me, did you?
What do you want?
Ah, good. You didn't block me.
What do you want? I'm gonna block you.
Wait, how are the kids?
Why do you care? You're not their mother anymore. You're Aya and Moe's mom, right?
Well,
What?
his ex took them both.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I knew the courts would rule in her favor.
What?
She wasn't just a housewife, you know. She worked from home. But I guess you didn't know that. And she's the one that took care of her kids. So, yeah, it was a no-brainer.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
After what you did to us? Why would I?
But if you had told me, none of this would have happened.
Not my problem. Can I go now? I'm gonna block you.
Wait, how are the kids?
You're a stranger, so I'm not gonna answer that.
Please let me see them.
Wow, really? We made a deal, remember? You're never seeing them again? It's only been 2 years. Oh, and they hate you, so...
But, I mean, it's been 2 years. I'm sure things have changed. Listen, you wanted a daughter too, right?
What?
Did you adopt her?
Adopt who?
I passed by your house the other day. Some young girl walked out of the house.
When was this?
Like 2 weeks ago. But it's not like you got remarried or anything.
You were spying on me?
No, I was just passing by. She's really cute. I'd love to be her mother. But, you shouldn't dress her up like that. She looks like a boy. Let me help, okay? I'll be a great mother. I just know it. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a second chance at being a mother.
What the hell are you talking about?
Huh?
I think you're talking about my cousin's son.
Your cousin's son?
He looks like a girl, but he's a boy.
What? No. Why was he at your house then?
My cousin was away on business, and his wife got hospitalized for a few weeks, so I was looking after him. His mom is feeling much better now, though, so he went home.
What? Stop kidding around. Why would he leave his son at your house? That makes no sense. Stop lying. Just take me back. I want to be your mother. Come on.
What? You're not making any sense.
Stop messing around. Look, I'm sorry I left you, okay? The last 2 years must have been really hard. I bet the house is a mess. Listen, it's over between Yusuke and me. Let's start over, okay? The kids would be thrilled.
Why do you assume that the house is a mess? Because we're all guys?
Yeah.
You've got it all wrong.
What?
We can do things around the house too, you know.
Really?
And it's been 2 years. Sota is in 6th grade now. He can cook and clean like a pro now.
What?
He's actually in charge of the money now. Yota and Keita are learning too. They're both really helpful.
But what about during the day, when you're at work?
I work from home.
What?
After the divorce, my company let me work from home. So yeah, we don't need a maid.
But I'm their mother.
That's a good one. I don't think so.
Look, I was wrong, okay? And, I heard you got promoted. That means you make more money, which means we can try to have kids again. Hopefully a daughter this time. Come on, what do you say?
You're pathetic. Just stop.
Please, just talk to me. I'll go over to the house tomorrow. Please give me a chance.
No.
Why not? I just want to talk.
We moved.
Moved?
Aya's mom called the other day. Yusuke tried to get back with her or something and things got ugly. She called me as a heads up. She was worried you might try something like this.
What?
Yeah, it was a pretty close call. I dodged a bullet here. We actually moved out yesterday. Phew.
What? No.
Yeah, we're all gone.
No.
And the kids switched schools, so don't even bother going to their old school.
No.
We're done here.
Wait.
If you need something, talk to my lawyer.
Wait. You didn't block me, right? You still have feelings for me, don't you? Think about it.
Oh, I blocked you right after the divorce. But after Aya's mom gave me the heads up, I unblocked you just in case you tried to contact me.
Wait.
I'm gonna block you now.
Wait.
So, according to a friend of mine, after she married Yusuke, she fought tooth and nail for custody of her daughters, but lost miserably. Not only that, Yusuke's ex sued them for damages. They were up to their necks in debt after that. A few months later, they split up. After that, she tried to get back with me and, well, you know the rest. After I shut her out, she tried to get with another man who had a daughter, but it didn't work. The guy called the cops on her and it was just a big mess. Her parents disowned her after that. Who knows what she's up to now? Oh well, not my problem.
What did you think of today's story? Waiting for your comments. Please stop by again. If you like this story, click the like button and subscribe.
Hey, Colt. You're coming into work tomorrow, right? Hi, Aaron. I hope things at work are going well. And thank you for letting me take the day off today to come to my mum's funeral. It was also very nice to see you come along as well to mourn her with me. I don't need any of your thanks for that. You're coming into work tomorrow, right? I'd like to say otherwise, actually. I told you you could have the days off leading up to the funeral and the day of. But you're not able to take any more time after that, alright? I thought I already told you this once before. But I still happen to have another day of PTO that I can use, and I plan to use it tomorrow, if you won't let me take the day off HR gave me. Actually, from what HR has told me, I get 7 days off in the case that an immediate relative passes, which would mean I still have 2 days off of that left as well, so please let me have that time to mourn the loss of my mum. Also, this is a bit embarrassing for me to say, but there are some things going on back here at my house that are making it hard for me to come into work. Nothing bad, but they've just had me tied up as well, and having tomorrow off will help me deal with all that as well. Is that right? Well, I guess since you've had so much going on in your life recently, I can't be a very kind boss. But know that this will only ever be happening once. Only this time. I'll let you take tomorrow off. Thank you very much. But that means, for the rest of this year, you're not to take any more days off for anything else. You hear me? No sick days, no use of your PTO, nothing. On the holidays, I expect you to be on your computer at home, getting work done.
Colt, have you still not gotten out of work yet? It's been so long since the last time you actually came home for dinner, right?
Hi, Samantha. I'm sorry, but I won't be getting home until around 12 or so tonight. So go ahead and just put my dinner in the fridge if you haven't already, and I can eat it for breakfast tomorrow.
I see.
I'm only just finishing up my work now, and then I'll be out of here for the night, so you can go ahead and head to bed. You have to take care of your health too.
Thank you. But I can understand that you had to take some time off work for some things you couldn't control, but the fact that you're being made to stay super late every day now is a bit off. You feel the same way, right? Other coworkers of yours have had to take weeks off at a time, but when they get back to work, they aren't forced to work late all the time, right?
There are plenty of people here who have had to take time off out of nowhere like me, but they haven't had to come back to life at work like I have. I feel that there is something really off about all this. Having to stay in the office every night after everyone else has already gone home and gone to bed.
Do you think this has to do with your CEO, Aaron?
What?
I feel like he might have something against you, and this last time where you had to take off all that time might have sent him overboard. I understand that this time you had to tell work that you needed time off last second, but that's not something you could control, right? And in this case, your CEO should have been able to get other coworkers to cover for you while you were out of the office.
Well, yeah. To be honest with you, he let them all continue on with their work without ever having anyone take over for me while I was gone.
I knew it. I know that he ended up coming to your mom's funeral as well as a show of kindness to you. But I thought he would have been kind enough to treat you with some respect while you were out of the office mourning her. Ugh. Even the way he was talking to you at the funeral got me all fired up. I'm not the only one who was upset with him, right?
So you think he's doing all of this on purpose?
Of course he is. I'm not trying to say anything bad about the company you're working for, but for the past 2 years, ever since Aaron became your CEO, things have gone downhill for you.
I see. Taking a step back to look at it myself, I can see that things have not been all right.
I get that he might have issues with managing his stress and anger, but that does not give him any right to talk to you like that at your own mother's funeral. He even got your older sister to shut up about what would happen with all your mom's money and things like that due to how much of a jerk he was being. I'm sorry, Colt, but you're going to have to prepare yourself to do something about Aaron and his behavior towards you. And I'll make sure to help you out with him.
Thank you. I would have never really been able to see that there was something seriously messed up going on here if it wasn't for you always looking out for me.
Hey, have you started to think about what we talked about before?
What?
You heard about it from my dad, right?
Ah, right.
My dad really loves you a lot. I think you should just give up working for a CEO like that who doesn't seem to care for you at all and only wants to see you suffer. It's all a waste of your time and energy working there, so you should really put some thought into moving on.
That's a good point. I'm thankful that your dad told me about that. I can't give an answer to all that just yet, but I'm going to start putting some serious thought into it.
Yes, please.
All right, I'm heading out to my car now, okay?
Okay, have a safe drive home.
Seem to be really busy lately, Cole. Nah, that's right. Maybe you weren't 100% back to yourself quite yet, after seeing that your mom kicked the can. That's why you haven't been able to work well enough here, and always end up having to stay late. Right. You're a mom's boy, right? Hello, Aaron. The reason that I've been having to stay late so often is because for some reason my workload has increased exponentially. This has nothing to do with me being inefficient or anything. Also, when it comes to the woman that put all her effort into raising me, would you please not say things like that? It is neither professional of you to do that, nor is it okay with me personally. Yeah, I'm not trying to talk poorly of her or anything. Just that, because of her, I was able to work some things out with another person, and I'm wondering if you've noticed any of that yet. What are you talking about? Well, in due time you'll find out. For right now, though, you're going to be the man I say you are as your CEO. And I say that you're going to love working 14-hour days for a very long time here. Hey, Colt. I have some very good news for you. Hi, Aaron. What kind of good news could you have for me? Well, actually, it might be some very disturbing news for you. Did something bad happen? I noticed you still haven't caught on to it yet, so I'm going to tell it to you straight. Right now, your wife is pregnant with my child. Excuse me? Well, it's been about 3 months now since then. What are you going on about? 2 months ago, I told you there was someone else I met at the funeral, right? One other person. You happen to be so concerned with your mother since you're a mama's boy that you took your eyes off someone else for too long. So you're saying that I wasn't paying any attention to my wife then? That's right. To put it straight, back when I was at that old hag's funeral, I had my way with your wife and did her pretty dang dirty. So I'm thinking that she's pregnant with my baby now. Huh. What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you so relaxed right now? I see. Maybe this is all too unbelievable for you. You never once thought in your life that your CEO would be able to sleep with your wife. Well, no matter how unbelievable you think all this is, you're not going to be able to change reality. By the way, Colt, back when my father was the CEO of this company, you're always so close to him that it really pissed me off. I've always been looking for the perfect chance to get you back for making my blood boil like that. And that funeral for your old hag was the perfect chance I needed. So that now means Rachel is my woman. Rachel is? Yeah, your wife, Rachel. When I told her I was your CEO, she fell right into my arms. And man, was she wanting me so badly. Still does, too. When was the last time you met with Rachel? We were just together a second ago. Is that right? Well, I want to get to the bottom of all this, so give me some time to talk around. Go right ahead. Thank you for waiting, Aaron. I was able to get to the bottom of all this. You were? Perfect. Took you 2 whole hours to do that, though. I'm sure she told you the truth right away, but too much for you to believe, right? But you were able to see that she's pregnant with my baby now, right? You're gonna be okay with paying settlement, right? Sure thing. I'll pay up. I'll be paying you Rachel's part too, so you don't have to be worried about her. I happen to be a CEO after all, so I have all the money in this company at my disposal. Then I'll let her know about this. Make it quick, please. As that's what her husband wanted me to do. He was the one that asked me to talk with you about this after all. Huh? Rachel's husband? You're Rachel's husband, right? What's happened to you? For some reason, I believe that you have had a huge misunderstanding this whole time, but Rachel appears to be my sister. My older sister. Your sister? Also, my wife happens to be 8 months pregnant now, and 2 months ago she went back to her parents' house to have the baby. What? I'm sure by the way my sister was dressed and talking with me, you must have assumed that she was my wife, rather than my sibling. Are you kidding me? But now I'll see what's been going on here. The reason that my sister finally shut up about the money that my mum was leaving behind was because of you. She was going on about your mum's money? Let me just say that my family was never that well off, so it's not that much money to be honest. My daddy passed away a few years ago, happened to be a basic office worker, so he didn't make all that much. And ever since then, my mum has just been living off her social security. Well, it seems that my sister was a little confused about that back then. Oh. Now, let's get back on topic here. To be honest, my sister has been really bad with her credit card, meaning she's had to borrow lots of money in the past from rather sketchy sources in order to pay her cards off. She's been borrowing money? And well, she's been working really hard to find ways to pay that money back to the people she borrowed it from. What kind of money was she borrowing? Well, in the past, she was paying for male strippers and owed around $20,000 to them. She owed $20,000 to male strippers. Well, she wanted to get that money to pay back all that debt of hers off, and that's why at the funeral she's making such a big fuss about my mum's money. But I knew that talking to her about our inheritance is going to be a tough challenge, so I prepared myself for it. However, right as she was starting to become a real headache for me, she heard about you, and you started talking to her. She must have been so happy to have found herself an ATM, no longer cared about my mum's money, or my mum herself. Towards the end of the funeral, she told me I could have all my mum's money, and then she took off with you. Whoa, what the hell? ATM? Ah, that's right, Erin. I think my sister still has some debts left over to pay. Maybe some new ones. What did you say? Oh, from what I could understand the last time I talked to her, she has around $40,000 now that she owes. $40,000? And after today, she's also going to be owing her husband money in the settlement. With both you and her owing him money in settlements, it'll come out to around $100,000 that he'll receive from you both. Hold on a sec. I don't want Rachel anymore. You don't? I never thought of her as that kind of monster. I don't want to be her husband anymore, so go and tell her husband he can have her back. What are you going on about now, Erin? You're not able to just get out of this situation that you created for yourself that easily. Why can't I? Is my older sister not pregnant with the baby of a CEO right now? Ah, crap. Are you freaking kidding me? And one other thing. Since I'm already talking with you right now, I've one other thing I'd like to tell you about. What? Due to the fact that my father-in-law will be resigning from his position as CEO, he's asked me to come and take his place. So later this month, I'll be leaving my position in your company and taking a much better job. What? I'm so sorry I wasn't able to put in my 2 weeks, but considering I've been having a lot of troubles working for you so far, it's only fair that I leave sooner rather than later. I have my new secretary get in touch with you about me quitting. Wait a sec. I'll have the official notice of me leaving at your office in a few days, so you can wait until then. I told you to hold it for 1 second. Have you forgotten that without you in my company, there will be things that will end up not getting done? There's a manual on what needs to be done by someone in my position, so take a look at that. This is not about any of that. What the hell am I going to do about Rachel? You are her little brother, so do something about all her debt. But my older sister happens to hate me a lot, so I'm not going to help her with any of that. Huh? I'm far too serious of a man for her. She always makes fun of me for it while also telling me that she wishes I was never her brother. And the only reason she was at my mum's funeral to begin with is because of the money my mum left behind. But hold on. Now I have to start packing for the move, so I'm going. Wait, hey Colt, you stay right there. And with that, before things began to become too crazy with Erin, I turned off my phone and went off to my wife's parents' house. I took all my things with me and I'm moving in with her parents now as well, so that I can be closer to my father-in-law while he teaches me what it means to be a CEO. When it comes to my older sister's husband, he was able to get money from both her and Erin before divorcing her and running off. At the same time, her and Erin broke up. And a few months after that, my sister became a single mother, giving birth to a baby boy. But she needed to get a job. Since she still had so much debt to pay off, my family thought she would be a terrible person for a baby to be around. So a little after giving birth, some of my family went to her house and took the baby from her. For the time being, the baby will be in the hands of someone besides the mother. As for Erin, a much better company than his started up in town, and a lot of the employees left his company and started to work there. Because of that, the workload increased even further for anyone that did stay, and soon they all left as well. Which then led to the collapse of Erin and his company for good. As of right now, in order to pay the banks back, he's working from morning until night at some factory, making as much money as he possibly can.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.